Hello, fellow cycling fans, and welcome to my preview of a Giro d'Italia 2025 Stage 5. Before we dive into this stage, let's do a quick recap of Stage 4. Is this Ronde van Nederland? No, this is Giro d'Italia, but three Dutchmen in the top three. Casper van Uden winning the sprint. Team Picnic PostNL, they are really flying in Grand Tours. Another win for them, this time in a bunch sprint. That is really important for their battle for the World Tour places. Olaf Koiv in a second. He was probably the fastest man in that sprint. However, he was far too back launching his sprint, and Zeilert in third. Mats Pedersen only fourth, but he had a hard day coming back because he was held by a crash and then tight roads. Max Kanter originally in fifth for Astana, but he was relegated to 103rd position. That is a big blow for them, as fifth place gets you 60 UCI points. Team Picnic PostNL, one of their biggest rivals, getting 180. Then Caden Gross and Sam Bennett, they had great lead outs by Alpecin and Decathlon respectively, but in the end only 5th and 6th. Paul Magnier, Ben Turner, Moschetti, etc. etc. In the GC there was a small change as Primož Roglič took 2 bonus seconds at the intermediate sprint. He was outsprinted by Isaac Del Toro, who gets 4 seconds, but he was in front of Juan Ayuso, who didn't get any bonus seconds, so a small win for Roglic even on a sprinter stage. In the points classifications, obviously Mats Pedersen is leading convincingly, and there were no changes in the KOM. Lorenzo Fortunato stays in blue, and Matthias Vacek in white. So moving on to stage 5, it is 152 kilometers long stage from Celje Mesa to the town in the hills called Matera. It is quite hilly in the final part, and I don't think that it is a sprinter stage. I think this one is leaning more toward the breakaway. Yes, there is a long flat road before that hilly part, but here it will be really hard to control it once we reach this Monte Saglioso climb, almost 3 kilometers at 8.4%, coming only 30 kilometers from the finish, and then it's up and down, more up than down in the final 30 kilometers, so it will be really hard for a Lidl-Trek to control this. They had a bad day today. Soren Kragh Andersen crashed. Probably they are spent from controlling the breakaway on the first and third stage, and here a breakaway has a great opportunity. We also have this Red Bull KOM sprint. It is also at the top of a small hill called Bernalda, 1.6 kilometers at 6.2%, but I think that all these bonus seconds will go to the breakaway. This is how the stage looks on the map. Here is the starting city of Celje Messapica, and heading over to this hilly part of Italy, finishing in Matera. These are the final 5 or so kilometers. You can see that it is up and down with a maximum gradient of around 10%, some 2.5 kilometers from the finish, and then a long uphill drag of around 1.2 kilometers at around 3%. So it is not looking good for sprinters on tomorrow's stage. But what about the weather on Wednesday in this part of Italy? It is going to be perfect. 22 degrees throughout the day, cloudy, so not a lot of sun, and not a lot of wind as well, only 2 meters per second from the east. So at certain parts of the stage it will be even tailwind, and that is another good thing for the breakaway. So what do the bookmakers think? Well, apparently they don't agree with me. They have all the sprinters in the top positions as the favorites. Mats Pedersen at 2.5. I don't think, maybe his best chance is to actually go in a breakaway, but then I think I have some names on my mind who is going to try and be in that breakaway. Diego Ulissi, Andrea Vendrame, Quinten Hermans, uh, Joshua Darling maybe as well. John Barrenechea, he will be in that breakaway. Where is Peyo Bilbao? He will be there as well. Those are all the names that I can see in a breakaway, and I think some of them will win. Who is my pick to win tomorrow? Well, it has to be Quinten Hermans. Alpecin-Deceuninck, they really look good in this Giro. So far they didn't have a lot of luck, but I think that they are certainly going to win at least one stage, and tomorrow they will try with Quinten Hermans. He is a specialist for those kind of hills, and I think that in the end he can win in a bunch, or rather a small group sprint. But like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Vendrame, Ulissi or Berenechea wins this stage tomorrow. So that is all for this preview. Please like it if you enjoy my comments about stages and cycling races in general. Don't forget to subscribe. Every World Tour one day race or stage is previewed only here in my channel. That is the top place on the internet for the previews. Thank you for doing that. Also hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. Have a great day, and I hope to see you tomorrow for my preview of stage 6. Bye!